Hi guys, I'm Jeff. We're at Kaddie Shack. Today we're going to discuss how to install our racing hardline kit. This is a kit we developed. Jake Chacombe got thrown off the track for not having the proper metal fuel lines, and we decided we'd make a kit for him. Some other guys saw it, and some other guys saw it, and some other guys saw it, and pretty soon we're making a bunch of these things. And they turned out nice. They kind of evolved as they happened. They came out really nice. Let me show you first what you're going to kind of get in the kit, and we'll look at how to install it. We'll give you some tips and pointers on how to do this thing here. We've got the metal hardline here. These are the mounting fasteners for the back here. This is the rear, the firewall tin. On the firewall tin, the normal fuel line comes out of here. It's going to need to be enlarged in order to get the improved grommet in the kit. It's going to go right here. So we're going to go ahead and enlarge that with this guy here. The fuel lines that you're going to get are going to come like this. They are a flared fitting. So we do not use any sealer whatsoever on this side. On this side, however, we're going to use an approved thread sealant that was approved for fuel to get these things into carburetors. You'll have the T and you need a couple of wrenches and stuff. Let me show you real quick on the carburetors exactly what you're going to need to have. We've already installed them on these carburetors here. So this is the kit here. The fitting is going to go into each side, one on each side of the carburetor, and then we'll go ahead and put the metal fuel line. Let me get that over here real quick. Yeah. Right on. So here's the metal fuel line. The first step, really, after you get the fittings installed in the carburetors, is to slide this in on the driver's side, passenger side, until it bottoms out. Next, we're going to go ahead. Let me get this over here where we can see it just a little bit better. Okay. Next, we're going to go ahead and get our little fitting and the T. And the little fitting is going to go in there. It's going to bottom out here. You're going to get a T here. This guy, with on a good day, is not going to come out of the other side. It's going to all kind of go in like this. We want to make sure all of these sides are pretty much in and installed. Then we're going to go ahead and use our 5/8 and 9/16 inch wrench. We're going to tighten these fittings up right here. We're going to tighten all these fittings and make sure they're real tight before you cinch them down on this side and on this side. We're going to go ahead and lock that thing in. Then we'll in a minute we'll just show you how to do the fuel line going through the firewall tin. So hopefully that's a good start. We'll go back to you in just a minute while we got these things done. Cool. Okay, guys, we're back. We've got it set up a little bit better, a little bit further along. We have got all the fittings tightened on the thing. We're in pretty good shape. We make sure this is totally even. You can bend this and adjust it a little bit back and forth to make sure it lines up with your fan shroud. These pieces here are going to secure this to the back of the fan shroud. So we're going to make sure that you know that the fan shroud needs to be the hardline kit needs to be secured to the fan shroud for safety reasons. Otherwise, I think what's going to happen is going to vibrate and things are going to get loose, and we don't want that with fuel. This is the Kaddie Cat. Kaddie Cat, what are you doing? Crazy cat. Anyway, let me show you how this fitting works. We have a rubber insert that goes inside the case. It's threaded. I don't know if you can see that. It's threaded on the inside. It's rubber on the outside. There's a plastic spacer, and this goes between the insert, between the rubber insert and this piece. Okay. The screw and the washer. There's a washer here. There's a screw here. The screw is going to secure everything together, and when the rubber piece gets tightened on a good day, it actually expands the kind of like an insert that goes into your wall. It expands, the metal stays in there, but the rubber expands behind the fan shroud, so it's going to be secure, and it's also insulated, and it won't crack your fan shroud. So you're not screwing sheet metal screws into this thing and making it goofy. This is a nice piece. Anyway, that's how that works. Let me go ahead and show you for the front side what that looks. Come on around the front. Okay, just turn it around, huh? We also want to make sure, before you start putting holes in everything. Make sure everything is even in the line so it looks nice. The part of this is because it looks really nice. Part of it is a safety thing for the racetrack. And we want everything to go exactly as planned, and we want you to have a really, really good product when this thing's installed. I'll show you in a minute how we get the input piece down back through the, I think I showed you already how that goes in through the firewall tin, but I'll show you in a minute when it's all installed. We'll put it all back, put it all together, and we'll be done. Pretty simple. We do recommend, obviously, the engine is out of this thing. This can be really hard to drill holes in here when it's already against your firewall. So this hardline kit is to be installed with the engine out. Or you could technically probably do it if you install the kit, mark it, you could pull the fan shroud with it in the car, mark the fan shroud, drill your holes, put it all back in, and install it that way. Just tighten up the screws in the back. Could be done that way. My preference is engine out. Alright, so we've got it kind of figured out, installed here, almost done. You'll see, hi kitty cat, there's a kitty cat. Okay, you'll see right here that we've got the intake line coming through the grommet. We enlarge the grommet hole, and it's coming up to the T. This goes over to here. We make sure there's no interference here, no interference with the pump lever. And then there's the catty cat. No interference with the catty cat. These are secured to the back of the fan shroud. We just drilled the 2 holes where we marked them. And over here, we just want to make sure that there's enough room here. Maybe you can see a little bit that there is some room between the fuel line and the carburetor so it doesn't wear and chafe and do whatever, you know. We don't want that to cause a fuel leak in the future or anything. So at that point, pretty much done. It's a pretty simple installation. We make it as simple as we can for you here at the Kaddie Shack, and we build really neat stuff, and we really, really like what we're doing. We want to help you build neat stuff too. So thanks for hanging in there with us, and enjoy the hardline kit.